Hello friends, how you doing? Just outside my home, day 540 coming into you. Oh, it's a beautiful day here in Vancouver. And for those who haven't heard, yesterday there was a shooting at a primary school in Houston, Texas, of grade 2 to 4. And last I heard, there were 21 victims who were killed, 18 of them children. Oh my gosh, that is the current world that we are living in, my friends. And it's very sad and shocking at times. But I think nowadays I don't know if it's shocking anymore, really, because my friend on Facebook, Billy Joe, she actually wrote down the list of school shootings that's happened in the U.S. and it was a long list. Holy smokes! And you know, everyone would have their opinions and what they think needs to happen. Gun laws, banning guns, regulation, all that stuff. And sure, but for me, I don't know. I always like to start at the root cause instead of trying to treat something. I always try to look at preventing. Because the question I have is, what's going on with these school killers? Like, what is actually motivating them to actually go in and shoot all these people? That's where I would start. And instead of looking at, having strict gun laws or banning guns or what have you, in my opinion, I don't think that'll work, because people who want to kill will kill, regardless of what the laws are, and they will find a way to figure it out, because there's lots of money in there, and so people will always get a way around it. So I don't think banning would ever really get rid of it. But how about looking at mental health issues? What's going on with these people who are actually going to do this? This one was identified as an 18-year-old, and the pictures that's showing him were, let's say he looked different. Okay, and so for me, it's probably a broken kid somehow, right? A lot of, I forget what the stats say, but a lot of people who commit these things, grew up in a broken home or a single family or something. But either way, their upbringing typically was not the healthiest. And so when that happens, as a young child, it's really hard to deal with really, really strong emotions. And when you're in such a negative environment, that will impact the way that you think, your thoughts, and typically they go towards survival, negativity, and it can really, really swirl. And let's not even talk about bullying, because when kids are bullied, guess what? A lot of times, how do you cope with that? If you don't have a strong self-image or a strong support system, how do you deal with that? And sometimes they may want to take revenge, and thinking that is the right path to actually take in rectifying the situation. Maybe they might see themselves as a martyr or what have you, but there's a lot of issues. But at the end of the day, I believe what's most important is to start at the root, which is, okay, how do we prevent these kids, really the kids, from getting to that place, to such a dark place that they think that committing an act like that is okay. And so how can we do that? I think, obviously there's many things we can do, but at the end of the day, I think it just starts with the person in the mirror. Are we willing to work on ourselves to become better? What example are we setting for those around us? Not just for our kids, but for other kids, right? If you're not a parent, guess what? You're still an example. Are you a good example, though, of somebody who's responsible, or caring, or kind, or compassionate, or loving? Do you realize that we are all connected? We're all a part of the human family. Or maybe you've grown up in a situation where you've had to fight for everything you've got. Maybe you think you're all alone. That is not true. But maybe that's what you believe. There are communities out there, my friends. Always seek out communities because we're all made for connection. We all want connection. We all need it. I think going through this pandemic, oh my gosh, we've seen how important that is with all the social isolation and so forth. And so, obviously there's no one solution, if you will. But I always believe, like, if we're gonna make this world a better place, it really has to start with each individual person. And when we do that, I believe that it will create a ripple effect where when people see a different example, a different role model of how to act in certain situations, when it's a healthier way, I think it'll be able to impact people to act in a more healthy way as well. And so, same thing with parenting, right? I think most parents, they don't know what the heck they're doing, but guess what? They basically emulate what they see, or what they think is the best. But if they see better, they'll probably do better, right? And so that is just my encouragement to all of you, my friends. Just try to be the best that you can be. Learn what you can to become a better human being. Be more kind, more compassionate, more loving. And hopefully we can make this world a better place, 1% at a time, starting with ourselves. All right? Anyways, I hope you are doing well and safe and healthy. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow.